I just got off of a coaching call and we were talking about the wounded masculine and about how the wounded masculine tends to view respect as you need to fear me, you have to do what I say, I am your unquestionable authority. If you don't fear me and you don't listen to me and you don't let me be that authority, you don't respect me. And that's not respect, that's obedience. What you're looking for is them to be obedient to you. And so I think we need to unravel this a bit. And I want to talk about a personal experience that happened this week around my son and his football coach to give you more context. So typically, the coach would be the person in charge, right? If anything goes wrong, it should come back to the coach. My son is 9, and he is vivacious and goofy and charismatic, super athletic, a lot of energy. He plays club baseball. We put him on flag football because he has a lot of energy and wanted to do it. And we were at practice this week, and his coach saw him giggling and laughing. And we got there late because we had parent-teacher conferences. And his coach said, "Do you think this is funny? Go run a lap." So all the boys were joking around, and he made all the boys run a lap. Rhett came back, and he was still jovial, because running doesn't take away your joy, at least for him. For me, it would absolutely take away my joy. I hate running. Gets back, still jovial. His coach yells at him again, "Go run another lap. Go run another lap. Go run another lap. Go run another lap. Go run another lap." And eventually he says, "Rhett, you need to sit out," right? "You think this is funny?" So he leaves, goes, storming off, and I'm talking to him. And I said, "It's up to you." He said, "I want to quit football." And I said, "I support whatever decision you make, but I want it to be a well-informed decision." What I saw was that you triggered his wounds. You brought out his frustration that was there already. And he is making you feel responsible for his emotional reactions. What he did has nothing to do with you. You were the straw that broke the camel's back. And looking at it from my profession of helping people heal those attachment wounds, those inner child wounds, those limiting beliefs and shitty perceptions that they formed during these formative years, I'm looking at the situation as almost a glitch in the matrix where it's like, whoa, this is when he learns to bow down to authority, to be the one to apologize for something that wasn't his, and to just accept that coaches sometimes are assholes. Or he learns you can apologize that you didn't intend to make him feel frustrated. His frustration has nothing to do with you. You have more emotional intelligence than he does. He's in an adult body acting as a child and taking it out on a child and not understanding that children do not have the same ability to regulate their emotions as adults do. And I took this as an opportunity to teach him. His superpower is to challenge people and to open childhood wounds. This happens over and over and over again with him. And what I got to do was some subconscious reprogramming, that when people get mad at him, it's not his fault. He is the straw that broke the camel's back. He got to dispel the stress around that because his coach legitimately was calling him out by name and blaming him for practice going wrong. Right? He goes back to practice. A little while later, him and another kid get into it because they're playing flag football, and the kid pulls the flag and trips Rhett, and Rhett's mad and he bumps him in. And so it escalates, and the coach says, "Rhett, you need to leave practice." And I stepped in and I said, "I think we all need to take a breath." And he said, "It's really interesting that, the last 3 practices, your dad hasn't been here and you haven't acted like that." And I thought, isn't that interesting? You think his dad keeps him in line and his mom doesn't? Okay. What I'm noticing this month is that more men are getting on my schedule. And this experience that happened with us is why. Because societally, we have normalized toxic male behavior. And if this was a team of girls, you would never talk to a girl like that who was doing the exact same thing. But yet, it's a boy. They need to toughen up. They need to learn to lay down to authority. They need to understand that you get respect by being authoritarian and demanding it versus giving it, and that it's earned. There are a lot of men who suffer from this societal norm. There are a lot of men who are in emotional pain because they were told that they were wrong. They were the issue of an adult's wounds. It's bullshit. I am here to help people heal these experiences, these wounds, these beliefs that happen. And it was almost as if I was watching a documentary of how men are made. And there were 3 other dads there. And my husband wasn't there, so I said, get the opinion of other people. I want to see how the coach perceived this. I want to see how these other dads perceived this. And all you need to say is, Victoria, talk to me about it. I would like to get your perspective. He got the perspectives. And what I find interesting is that all of them had that same perspective. Well, Rhett and this other kid were kind of going at it. And coach got mad and kicked him out of practice. I have the perspective that these 9-year-olds wouldn't have been acting like that had you not started practice on a frustrated, demanding, authoritarian foot. What did you think was going to happen when you shame and blame a 9-year-old boy for your wounds? Don't you think he would be more easily emotionally triggered 15 minutes later? Yet you as an adult aren't taking responsibility. I find it curious. Doing what I do, I look at the thing behind the thing, behind the thing, behind the thing. It is clear that his dad coached him and he wasn't allowed to have fun and goof around. That's not fair. That's not what you do. So when my son showed up and was having a good time, it triggered that little boy inside of him, and he took it out on Rhett. And I'm not standing for it because it's not okay. And this is not appropriate, and we are going to heal the wounded masculine. If you are one of these men, reach out for a free call.